Hello, hello. What is up, everybody? I believe we are live now. I know it definitely took me a little longer than I expected. Feel like I gotta explain myself just a little bit, but let me make sure that it's working really quick here. Whew, how's everyone doing? I hope everyone's having a good Sunday. I definitely have been a little all over the place today, but it's been fun. It's been a good day. Let's see here. Are we live? It sure looks like I'm live from my side. Perfect. Yes, we're live. We got 11 people watching already. That's sweet. What's up, Caitlin, Todd, Sarah, Popcorn, Golden, Melissa? Nice. Oh, what's up, Amanda? You're so quick to join. That's awesome. I'm definitely late on my live. My goal is 5 to go live at 5 every single Sunday, and it's 5:40 today. I think this is going to be a good thing to be able to talk about, too, because I wanted my topic to be about getting used to social norms and where the lines are from what's a social norm to when you're just being outright rude, basically, right? And when it's really hard for me is like just barely before I went live, it was 4:30, right? And in my head I was like, okay, I got 30 minutes, gotta get ready for my live, and if I start getting ready right at 4:30, I'll be all set by like 4:50, and I'll be ready by 5. But at 4:55, I literally was in the kitchen still cooking food and on the phone with a friend of mine. And I'm just like, okay, well, obviously I need to prioritize. I knew I had to go get ready for my live, but I was also on the phone with my friend, and I always feel bad about being like, hey, bye, I gotta go. I have this weird thing where I'm just like, I'm so bad at keeping on schedule, getting all the things done that I need to without, feeling like I might be offending someone, like I don't fully know what the social norm is when you're on the phone with someone and you're having a really good conversation. Like, don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed talking to this person. I was very engaged, but, I got all this stuff to do, and the phone call went decently long. Eventually, of course, I just, said I got to go and finished up. But there's so many times where I'll be on the phone or just in conversations, and I'm just so zoned in, you guys. I still kind of see it as a good skill, because I like it when everything else disappears. When I am so engaged with the person that I kind of like forget where I'm at or what I'm doing. That's how I know it's a good conversation. I love it. Like, we can talk about anything and just go wherever, and I just get so zoned in, and like the it doesn't matter too much what the topic is, but as long as it's like engaging and interesting. But it's like, it's the person that you're talking to that can just usually either like completely like draw you in, or it's just as boring as ever and you just want to get out of the conversation, right? So it's about time that being a guy is a social norm. LOL, JK. What's up, Val? Val's here. Hello. About time. Cool. I love that, Val. Nice. Sweet. Oh yeah, cool. We got a lot of people on here. Awesome. Yeah, thanks for tuning in, you guys. But anyways, bottom line, there's a lot of social things that I still am working on, but I have mixed feelings about, because I like having engaging conversations, and I don't like when I'm having a conversation with someone and they're having, they're like only halfway in it or whatever. My favorite conversation is when I'm fully zoned in, and it's like, it's almost like nothing can distract me in those moments, like the rest of the world just melts away, and it's just you and me and whatever we're talking about. To me, those are super fun. Those are some of the best conversations I've ever had. So I tend to do that a lot, and now it's almost like that becomes my default. When I'm engaged with someone and zoned in, then it's like I neglect everything else, and it's to the point where it's almost a bad thing now. So I definitely got to be careful about that. But I don't know. I'll keep working on it. I also want to talk about categories that people put people in all the time. Aw, thanks so much, Denise. Really appreciate the donation. That's awesome. Maine says, happy to hear that you still talk on the phone, not just text. Oh, I'm a huge talker. Like the majority of my communication is through phone calls or meeting up with people in person, because I hate miscommunication, and texting, can oftentimes come with miscommunication. So, and a phone call is so easy. Sometimes it's like extra work to have to text everything out, So I'm just like, I'll even just tell Siri to call someone, or just, a couple clicks and bam, they like, it's like they're right next to me, and I'm directly talking to them, can get straight to the point, can be so much more productive. Texting still has a purpose and a use, like early in the morning, I probably won't call somebody because then they might be annoyed or sleeping, and I'll shoot them a text and they can look at it whenever they get to it, But the majority of my communication I like to do through calling, because I think it's just so much more effective. But it also is time consuming too, though. So I think that's another thing that I'm torn about, because I love it. I like talking to people. I love calling people, but it takes a lot of time. It can definitely be tough. But how are there scratch offs? Popcorn, LOL. Oh, what's up, Amanda? She's talking to Popcorn Golden. Heck yeah. Denise, wait, does that mean Popcorn Golden going good at Amanda? Oh, nice. If so, high waves. Nice one, Denise. Hey y'all. Oh yeah, I guess we never mentioned that on Patreon, huh, Denise? Yeah, we definitely gotta talk about that. Heck yeah, staying in touch is so worth the time. Oh yeah. Sweet. Wow, I totally lost my train of thought. Hold on. My sneezes are horrible, you guys. Sorry. That probably made way too much noise. Denise says, I sent you another snack box. This time it's from Guatemala. That's so cool. Amanda likes my t-shirt. Well, this is actually one of the t-shirts I got from Barbados. I've had it for quite a while. It's a cool one. I don't wear it too often, though. Thank you, Mark. Also, what are you drinking? Should we try the drinking guess? See if you guys can guess what my drink is. It's always really hard to see it, but this one is one that I drink a lot. But what was it? Last time it was Coca-Cola, and I gave some misinformation because I was like, it's probably one of the most popular drinks in the world. And then someone guessed water, and I was like, oh, that's probably more accurate than Coca-Cola. But last time I was drinking Coca-Cola. See if you guys can guess what I'm drinking this time. And it is not tea. Sorry. It's not hot. It's cold, actually. Today's been a pretty hot, like a decently hot day in Utah. So I'm drinking cold drinks. I definitely haven't had tea in a while because of how hot it's been here. So mostly cold drinks for me lately. It's not Coke again. I don't drink soda pop too often. Unless this counts as soda pop. I think we've had this miscommunication one time about if this drink counts as soda pop, which it could, probably, but I don't consider it soda pop because I think of like Sprite and Coke and the generic sodas. But iced peppermint tea. Now that sounds good, Denise, but no. I wish that's what I was drinking. Mark guessed lemonade. No. Red Bull. Oh my goodness. I had a Red Bull this morning. I've been loving Red Bull, and I found the cheapest way to get them is this big old 24 pack from Costco. It makes them average like $1.50 per can if you get the huge pack from Costco. So I feel like I'm saving money, but really it's just causing me to drink a lot more. Sparkling water, ginger ale. Nope. Oh, Val basically got it. Good job, Val. It is a type of sparkling water. Beer, LOL. Nope. Not vodka tonic. Nope, not root beer. But it's basically sparkling water. It's LaCroix. This stuff right here. This is one that I like a lot. Well, like, honestly, it doesn't taste like much, but that's what I like about it. It's 0 calories, and it just gives enough of a flavor, and it's sparkly, carbonated, that it satisfies my craving. So it's really nice. Iced tea you can drink next time. Nice. Oh. Nice. Sweet. Well, let's get into it. I wanted to start off with sharing about this time I got into a car accident, you guys, because it posed a tough decision for me to make. I got in this car accident when I was driving to the airport in Denver, Colorado, and it was late at night. I don't know why I got this flight that was like a midnight, and it was super bad weather that day. So when I was going like 80 on the freeway, and then traffic, once I hit Denver, was on the freeway. So basically people were stopped ahead of me. And so I slammed on my brakes, and it was like the roads were wet enough. I think there might have been even a little bit of snow or slush that I just slid super far and smacked into the car right in front of me. And I remember just being super chaotic, and I don't really know how I knew what to do, but we get to the side of the highway, and all these cars are still going past us, and nobody's stopping whatsoever. Like, we're just kind of like trying to get out of the way of all these other cars. And then I go up to the other person that I just hit, and it's like this young kid, probably just barely 16 years old, and just started driving, and he just seemed like super shocked, and I was a little nervous too. Like, I was freaking out. But I just instantly, I was like, just get his information, get off the freeway. Like, we don't want to cause another accident. So I'm like taking pictures of his license plate. I ask him for his phone number. I take a picture of his license and his insurance card and all that. And I'm like, get all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, I got all your information. Okay, let's get off of the freeway, get out of the way. And he's just like, oh, okay. Like, he has no idea what's going on. I get in my car, start driving off of the freeway, and I noticed we kind of get split up in all of the traffic, and I just, start making my way to the airport, and I'm like, for a split second, I'm like, dang, he didn't get any of my information. Like, he couldn't get a hold of me if he wanted to. I have his phone number, I have the pictures of his information, but he's got nothing of mine. And like, if I didn't get these photos, I couldn't find him if I wanted to. And you know those split seconds you have in your head where it's like, I could just get away with this. I could just drive away, never call him, never worry about it. And what could he do, But of course, I had to be a good person. And I call him, and I get his, reach out to my insurance, and they reach out to his insurance. But even when I called him, like, he was so young, so unsure, that I remember he like handed the phone to his grandpa, and his grandpa was like, this is what you gotta do and stuff, because the kid had no idea. But I was just like, yeah, I called my insurance. They said that they're going to get a hold of your insurance and whatnot, and they took care of it. But I think back to this decision, I've shared with people this exact experience that I had many times. And, it's crazy that I get such diverse answers. I've literally had people be like, well, it's their fault. They didn't get any information. You should have just left. And then other people that are like, no, you got to do the right thing. And yeah, it's a good thing you called them. Yada, yada. And it's just like, to me, it's just so interesting. Like, I feel like I want to be like, oh, there's a very clear and obvious answer to this situation. And to me, I think that there is, and I feel like I handled it pretty well. But then I'm like, I know that there's lots of people that would have handled it differently, And how do people go from what is socially acceptable to what is just actually being a good person? What should be done in these situations? And, a lot of the times I apply it to different things that I see throughout my day-to-day life. And that's just one scenario, every single day we go through situations that it's like, it can go like, it's 100% up to you, you have to define the type of person that you want to be. And then I saw, though, to me, I feel like I see also micro versions of this, because I saw this dumb little video online. Sorry, I shouldn't say it's dumb, but I saw this video online where this guy got so mad at people not putting the grocery carts where they're supposed to. You'll go get your groceries, put them in your car, and you got the cart, and you don't want to walk it all the way over, so you'll just, like, I don't know, push it aside or something, or leave it in the parking lot. And I saw this video where this person got so furious about it that he goes and he like puts little motors on these shopping carts. And at first I'm like, oh, okay, he's going to like make them robotically go and put themselves away so the people won't have to worry about it. That's such a nice thing of him to do. But no, he's like, he puts these motors on these shopping carts, and anytime he sees somebody not put their cart away, he makes them drive to their car and like hit into their car or like get in their way so they can't back out and leave the parking lot. Like just be super annoying. And I'm like, what is this guy's deal? it was funny. I will give him that. But I was like, that seems absurd to me. That's like such a small little thing that, like, sure, I could see both sides. Like, it's nice to go and put the carts away, but also if you're in a rush and you don't have to put the carts away, they literally have people in that get paid to go and get them and stuff. It's like, I don't know. That's just a whole nother social thing that it's like a lot of people will have this social expectation for it, but that's so minuscule that it's like it's not as big of a deal as many other things. But I feel like that's just one example. I'm sure there's millions of other examples out there for sure, but that's one that I thought of. I like all bubbly waters. Yeah, carbonation is just nice. I feel like it just hits the spot and it gets me past my cravings. It's the LaCroix that I get. It's 0 calories and no sugar, nothing that I would consider unhealthy. So I feel like I can have it all the time and not have to worry about it. But damn, hopefully he learned his darn lesson. Yeah. But see, that's life. At least, like, I would hope that if I was that young and went through all that the person I actually that got in an accident with me would be nice enough to help me to learn my lesson, but not screw me over either. Always get all the info. I assume he is doing it for the views. Yeah. Sounds like you did want what you needed to. Nice job owning up to the accident. You'll answer to yourself later with any choice. Well, yeah, but that's the thing. It's like people talk about that, like, oh, it's gonna be worth it in the end, or like I gotta make sure that there's a scenario I'm trying to remember of when someone was talking to me and they shocks me that these people have nothing better to do. Yeah, some of the things people do, man. When it comes to the internet, you can find some of the wildest things out there for sure. But it's crazy. People get creative though, for sure. Dang, I'm trying to remember. So when it came to the car accident, some people are saying like, oh, it's not your fault that he didn't get the information that he needed, or he didn't know how to handle being in a car accident stuff. And then on the other side, oh, no. Okay, this is what it was. So, when I shared this experience with someone, they were saying why would you want people to know that you considered not calling his insurance company? You basically are committing to almost doing a crime, a hit and run, and leaving. And I'm like, well, yeah, true, but it's like that's the reality. Like it would be silly of me to think that, oh, nobody ever considers breaking the law. It's like, obviously we're human. And when the person told me that, I was like, so that must mean you don't ever dare like share how you truly feel, I guess. And to me, that would just eat me up inside, because I just felt like you just have to accept the reality of what what mankind are capable of. It's like, to me, yeah, what matters is the choices that you make, but you also got to know that we're all human. Everyone essentially makes mistakes. So if you're like not willing to let yourself be open and honest about you considering to do certain things that, sure, you might even personally think are not good things to do, but it's like thinking about doing something that's not very good to do versus actually doing it are two totally different things. And then the reality is that you're not that you are human, so you're not perfect. So you're going to make mistakes, and you're also going to think of mistakes as well. And to me, it's like, that's okay. You shouldn't have to constantly fear everything that you're going to say or think in your life. That's why I go back to the whole censorship and offending people, because it's like, I know I'm going to offend people, and most people throughout their lifetime are going to offend people almost no matter what. I love how that Dr. Peterson guy said it. It's like, it wouldn't be too hard to make sure in a one-on-one conversation, as long as I know the person I'm talking to, I could easily make sure I don't offend them. But then once it goes to me talking to a group of 10 people, it's going to be a lot harder not to offend everybody. Like, I got to really know all the people, know what their opinions are, and make sure I avoid offending them, right? But then when it's me talking to 100 people or me talking to 1,000 people, it's literally next to impossible not to offend them, unless you're just talking about such surface level things that it doesn't mean anything in essence. So it's like, for you to have any meaningful conversation with lots of people, you're going to offend people. And it's like, that's just what it is. So the push should not be make sure nobody offends people and cancel everybody that offends people. It shouldn't be that. That's going to happen. People are going to get offended. The push should be how to have a conversation about something that might offend you, but still make that conversation productive. To me, that's where the bottom line is. What the goal is, anyway. I assume he is doing it for the views. Oh, yeah. Nah, they trip up blind people and get the way of wheelchair users, not minuscule for them. Hi, everyone. Remember to like the video. Thank you, Denise. Appreciate that. Remember, Eskel has a second channel. Yep, there's other videos if you like this. Well, if you like me as a person, then go to the other one, because this channel is a little more culty specific, but like it still branches off, because like with these lives, the discussions still vary quite a bit, but a lot of it has to do with, freedom of speech, free agency, restrictive environments, stuff that kind of correlate to coming out, like leaving a cult. But my other channel is just fun stuff. I've like done a lot of little videos that are just like just to have fun with it, really. Like Dr. House says, if you're not pissing people off, you're doing something wrong. Or you're just not doing much at all. It's very easy to not offend people if you never leave your house, I suppose, But if you want to truly live life, you're going to risk offending people, and you're most likely going to offend people. Val Snow says, to some, my entire existence offend some people. Honestly, not usually something I worry about. I guarantee if you hang out with some long enough, I will offend you. Never on purpose, though. Yeah. And that's the thing. It happens in the world we live in. It's somewhat inevitable, I suppose you could say. People who just, oh, man. Yeah. But it's just, to me, what's really fascinating is the way people react to it and the way people interpret it, I guess, and how they look at it. Because a lot of the times when I go and put myself in these situations, it's all about seeing how you would feel if you swapped roles with people, like putting yourself in their shoes. Like that usually, I feel like, will help you to make a good decision. Because if you are okay with that happening to you, then I feel like it would help you to understand how they're going to feel when you do that to them. So, I don't know. I feel like that's something that I run a lot of my decisions through for sure. But, what else? Oh, categorizing people though. This is a huge thing that I want to talk about, because I first started thinking about it with my channel. I kind of like wrote down the exact categories that YouTube put my channel in, because I don't fully know exactly how it all works, I guess. But when I first started my YouTube channel, for some reason, where did it go? What category did it put it under? It put it under like blogs or something like that. Let me see. I can't remember exactly what it put it under. Dang it, I thought I wrote it down. But anyways, when I first started my YouTube channel, it put it under like comedy or blogs and stuff like that. And then later on, it eventually categorized it under nonprofit and activism. And that's what it's under right now. And it does let me manually select it and change it to something else. But I haven't ever selected anything for it. And for some reason, it started off in those categories, and now it's in these two categories. And I was like, I don't know how much like that makes a difference or what that specifies. But I just decided to look up those two things that it put me under, which nonprofit is an organization also known as a non-business entity or nonprofit institution. It is a legal entity organized and operated for a collective public social benefit, which I feel like, I hope that that's what a lot of this content is just to like, be somewhat beneficial and like a positive organization, I guess, for society. But I don't claim that, like, when I think of nonprofit, I'm like, oh, they only use the money to like help poor people or whatnot, but I mean, I don't necessarily do that. I tell everyone all the time, any donations, any money I make from this channel, I reinvest it into the channel and like help to, upgrade my equipment or to just put towards making better videos and stuff like that. So I don't know exactly if that fully fits under nonprofit, but that's what the definition of nonprofit is. And then activism, though, this is the one that I thought was really cool, because activism, the definition says, activism consists of efforts to promote, impede, direct, or intervene in social, political, economic, or environmental reform with the desire to make changes in society towards a perceived greater good. And when I heard that, I was like, yeah, I sure hope that's the case, because it's like, a lot of my discussions are about helping people to just talk things through, to better understand them, to help us get a better perception of the world that we live in, of the people that, we all have to associate with and deal with, other people. That it's like, if we can get a better understanding of how people react, how people view the world that we live in, and how people view different scenarios or situations we go through, like arguments or disagreements or offending one another, then I hope that we can learn how to better communicate those things to have constructive conversations about it, and overall be a benefit in the end. But I always tell people, like, I'm not super educational. Like, I base all of my stuff off of personal experience, not necessarily research, or like I don't have a degree in this stuff or anything, So it's all I never claim it's like correct or educational or things like that necessarily. So, but I think it's just about being confident in your convictions. What kind of person do you want to be? Be that person. Look for learning opportunities. That is interesting that YouTube changed it. Be the change that you want and see the world. True. I like that. That's awesome. Or to pay off jumping out of airplanes. That's true, Denise. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's cool. Nice. How are you liking your vacation, Amanda? Have you talked about that much in any of your videos? Nice. Sweet. But yeah, I think just nice. Wow, getting lots of comments. I like it. Oh yeah, Amanda sprained her ankle. That was rough. She thought it was broken. Yeah, I've been seeing your posts on Instagram about it, but I don't remember you posting how it happened. Did you mention how you broke your ankle? Did you fall down the stairs? Did you jump out of a 2-story building? I'm really curious how it got so bad, because those pictures look really bruised up. I'll talk about it in my live, LOL. It's so dumb. Well, that's embarrassing. Not an interesting story. Well, I'm interested. I'll definitely be looking forward to hearing that. I'm guessing we will talk about that on CCC. True. Okay. Sweet. But yeah, basically, a lot of people categorize people, and even categorize groups of people, And I think it's, it's a part of maybe like survival instincts when you're trying to like read people or understand like how people are going to react in certain ways. But I think it's important to acknowledge that people oftentimes put people in these categories and they're not always right, It's very hard to just try and read a book or judge a book by its cover. You can't just assume that all the people that are that seem this type of way are all going to react in that same way. And so it's really interesting to see how people perceive the world and how people perceive different types of people, And that's just something that's been on my mind a lot this last few weeks. It's just been kind of wild, but dang, I gotta admit, I definitely did not have a whole lot to talk about in this live today. This might be a short live. I feel bad. I started super late, and I might be ending it kind of early, but yeah, it's been a busy week for sure. What's up, Kevin? Melby, hello, hello. Lots of messages for review this time. Interesting. Kevin Taylor Wynn. That's a cool name. Sweet. Awesome. Well, I mean, I guess I can share about what's coming up. I'm shifting a little bit more to post more on like Instagram and my TikTok. Instagram, I've been able to do some pretty cool discussions. Like I'm trying to do like controversial discussions, or even just like any type of intriguing conversation. Like the last one with Abigail was pretty fun, and I did one with Cami about free agency and how much freedom's being restricted. Last week's discussion was really fun. I really like talking about if a company paid you $1 million to never drive a car, like what would you do it, and would it be restricting your freedom? I thought that was fascinating, but it's really cool to hear all the different answers and see the different perspectives of it, because depending on how you view it, that can give you a really good insight on how people view like the world that we live in. And so I think that's really cool. I'm always looking for new insights about it for sure. I think it can be fascinating because it's just crazy how we live in this world that we essentially don't know very much about. And there's things always happening, always making mistakes, always learning new things, always having new great adventures. And to me, I feel like it always comes down to that. It's like if I had to define why, like what this world is all about, it's like we literally are choosing like to remove whatever memory we had in the last life to come down here and almost like consensually choosing to be confused and just in the unknown. We're making this decision, or like I guess something, whatever in the last life that got us to where we are now, something made us want to, or made us get here to where we are now without the information of wherever we might have come from before, or wherever we're going, that it's like, I feel like that's got to essentially be a big part of why we are here. Like we wanted to learn and experience a life where we don't have all the answers, where we don't have all the information, but where we are smart enough to receive the world around us and analyze it and adapt, figure things out and enjoy that journey of stumbling and falling and getting back up and trying new things and getting excited about new adventures and doing all sorts of stuff and having such a variety of different things. It's like, to me, I think of this conversation where someone told me that it's like, there's one thing we know for sure nobody wants, and that's to be in poverty. And I was like, well, I guess it depends on how you define poverty in essence. But like, there's so many people on the planet that there's all sorts of different types of phases of life that people are going through that I'm almost certain that no matter what it is, there are certain people in certain phases of their life where they will enjoy like almost everything, right? And it's like there's a whole community of people that will literally sell their nice big mansions, these homes, to go sleep on dirt, go climb a mountain and sleep on a rock. And it's like, yeah, there's tons of people that probably don't see that as the ideal lifestyle, but there's also lots of people that will. And so it's like, to me, I'm like, you can't just assume that everybody wants to be this certain way or nobody wants to be that certain way, because it's like everyone's in different phases of life. Everyone has different hobbies or perspectives or experiences. That's like it's almost like there's something for everybody in this world. And so you have to internalize and personally decide what matters to you and what you want to work towards, and then go for it. Even if other people are like, that's dumb. Why would you want to go travel the world and not have a solid home to live in or whatever? It's like, who cares? Who cares what they think? Like, as long as it makes you happy and that's a goal that you're truly have decided and figured out that matters to you, then it's like, go do it. Go have fun with it. Don't let other people stop you, Flicker Fade. Eskel, would you choose to go on the first expedition to Mars if you knew you could never come back to Earth and would die there when resources ran out? No, probably not, because I value fun experiences and like cool adventures, but I value people way too much. I'm not the type of person that could go live in a mountain and just never see anyone ever again. I love interactions. I love being social. I love, just having lots of people to talk to. Now, if you were to change that question a little bit and say, I don't know, I could pick, like the 50 coolest people I've ever met on this planet and they'd go with me to Mars. Maybe, yeah, that would be much more considerable to me. But to just go and be the first person ever to go and knowing that I was going to die and stuff, like, probably wouldn't do that. I wouldn't care so much that I was going somewhere and knowing that I could never return. But to me, what would be the most important part of that about that is who's going with me, How many people's going? Am I going alone? Because if it's alone, then it's a hell no. But, yeah, that's definitely an interesting one, though. I'm sure for a lot of people that would be a tough decision, but... Did we though, Val? Val says. See, that's a good question. You're right. I just assumed that we chose to come to this world, which I don't actually know. But to me, that just makes the most sense because, like, I think of it as as the way that I perceive the world and would perceive, like, can at least somewhat fathom and a little bit comprehend of what, life before or after might have been. I think that we still made decisions, right? So whether it was for something, I don't know if it was like, we're choosing to come to this earth because we need to get something out of it, or we're just coming to this earth because we're bored and we want to experience something, I don't know exactly, but I like to think that I had a conscience before and I'm going to have a conscience after this life. And so there was somewhat a choice to be here. Because at least to me, I'm like, that gives me a little bit of comfort because I at least know, like, hey, like, I had whatever the information was that got erased from my mind or whatever before I came to this planet. And with that information, I chose to come and have, to lose all my memory and stuff like that. So at least to me, I'm like, that would bring me a little bit of comfort feeling that way, because then, like, I just trust that the me with that information hopefully made a good decision in coming down here or something along those lines, I know I don't know for sure if that's the case or anything. That's just kind of like how I think of it anyway. Anthony says, hey, Eskel, sorry I'm late. No worries. I was super late today, Anthony. So, it's been a crazy day. Melby, I will have a glass ready for your live, Amanda. Nice. My school textbooks as a child promised me a Matt's colony. Ooh. What is Matt's colony? LOL, perfect. Melby, I'll have one for you. Nice. Ice cold Dr. Pepper. That sounds pretty good, Anthony. Thanks, Amanda. Having an issue here. There's apparently a dead kitten in my yard. Oh no. What, Denise? What happened? Is everything okay? That is terrible. I think Emily Fisher is the same person. Oh, Emily Fisher. Is there some fishing happening? And I was just trolling. Oh yeah, some trolls in the comments today. Face says, the 50 coolest people you've ever met, but I don't want to die on Mars, Eskel. I'm at least in the top 30 coolest people you've ever met. Yeah, that's true, Flicker Fate. I would definitely be making you come with me. I'm just kidding. No, but see, exactly, like, it would have to be consensual. I wouldn't want to force people to go. But see, even then, I don't know for sure if I'd go die on Mars, but I would definitely consider it more if there were 50 cool people going, I love to be out and away from lots of people, but my family. Yeah, and I feel like there is a time and a place for that, for sure, because I like getting away. I like going hiking. I like going and finding, like, cool waterfalls and doing bonfires up in the hills and stuff, and I like having my peace and quiet in moments, but if it was always constantly like that, I feel like I would just need somebody to talk to. Eskel has a hard time with not giving the accident kid his info. Has a hard time with not giving the accident kid his info. Yeah. Well, it's just like because like that, I put myself in his shoes. Like if someone crashed into my car, got all the info, made it look like they were going to take care of it and like call the insurance. And I should also probably get their info, get their number too. But if I was so shocked I forgot and we left, I'd feel really bad if they never said anything or just disappeared. That I was like, it just makes sense to reach out to them and take care of it. What if you were the first person to ever set foot on Mars, but you couldn't come home? That doesn't matter to me. That's like, what? I don't care to be the first person. What's the point in being like, if you were the most famous person on the planet, but you could never step foot on Earth, you could never be on the planet that you're famous on? It's like, I don't see that being so great, honestly. But I don't know. I don't feel like that means a ton to me. I don't have this passion to go travel space or to go see a different planet. That seems like a cool adventure, but not worth having to live the rest of my life on that planet and die there, Earth is really, really nice. Isn't Mars kind of cold? Yeah. What if I hate it there, Flicker Fade? Nice. I strive being around people, but I'm best in my family, and yes, kids and nephews are nice. Yeah. Yep. I think that's so true. The people that you're around make a huge difference for sure. I'm not Dorsey kind of gal, but hubby is a city guy, so this will be interesting. Yeah, I definitely consider myself a city person too. But history, but forever. That selfie. Nice. Well, good to know where your priorities are, Flicker Fade. I'm just kidding. You're welcome. Okay, that percentage of risk would you accept? Okay, what percentage of risk would you accept? Wait, what do you mean? Like if something was so dangerous, it was like 50% chance of death versus survival, would I accept it? It depends on what I got out of it, Like skydiving, I heard that the statistics for skydiving is like, 20% chance that you could die from skydiving, but an 80% chance you're going to be okay. It's like, that seems pretty high, but I wonder what the chances are even just getting in a car. When you go on a road trip, you're driving on the road, on the highway going 80 miles an hour. Statistically, I bet your chances of death are decently high in that situation as well. Every day you're making decisions that could put you at risk, but you're not just going to never do anything and never leave the house, right? At least I think. I think most of the risks are worth taking so long as, you're getting something out of it, I suppose. Flicker. So Todd says, Flicker, no way for me. I'm not trading my life for a selfie. Okay, then Flicker Fade says 50% chance of coming home. Oh, see, that's a good question. So would I be the first one to go to Mars if there was a 50% chance I would make it back to Earth, make it back home, like alive and safe? 50%. Woo! That is really risky. I like that more, obviously. It would be nice at least having a chance of coming back. But then again, I still think it would come down to what experiences I'd be able to have on the new planet, like who's going with me, like what are we going to accomplish, like we're actually going there to build something, create a civilization, or are we just going there to take a selfie, Because if it's just for a selfie, no, that's way too high of a risk. But if it's to accomplish something great and like help mankind, then, I feel like at least having a chance of coming back seems like a pretty good option. But, wait, 1 out of 5 skydivers die? Is that the case? I guess if it's 20%, that does seem pretty high, huh? You know what I think is weird about skydiving? And I've been told all of the skydiving places do this, but, and they did it at mine. So I guess they probably all do it, but I literally went through a 30-minute session of them having me sign these waivers and watch these videos about how risky skydiving was, how you can't legally go after the company if you die, how you're literally signing your life away, basically, to go skydiving. And a lot of people's life insurance will become void if you go skydiving. Like, it's not something that's very, like, often oftentimes it's not covered under most people's life insurances. Skydiving is not. And so it's definitely risky. I mean, I guess I don't know. I should look it up again and see if that's for real, because 20% seems really high. But when I was going through it and watching those videos, man, they made it sound like it was a good chance I wasn't going to make it. It was just kind of shocking that I still just went. But I don't know. I guess I'm a risky boy or something. Hey, John Billings is here. John Billings has gone skydiving too. Your chances of dying in a car accident is higher than when you go skydiving. Is that true? See, I have heard things like that before. Every time you go and drive, especially on the highway, then you're putting yourself at risk, but well, they must go, though, a lot of instructors with those statistics. I just checked. With modern equipment and training methods, fatalities occur in less than 1 per 100,000 cases. Okay, so 1 out of 100,000 jumps, is that what you're talking about? Of skydiving is the death rate. Never be complacent, LOL. Nice. Okay, Flicker Fade, that sounds more reasonable. My mom always said you are more likely to get in an accident closer to home, but I think it was just to make me have them on even for short trips to the store. Okay. Nice. Yeah, I feel like it can't be that dangerous. But maybe, I wonder if there's different ways of putting it. Because if it's like, when you're driving your car, the chances of getting in a crash, I bet, like, I personally feel like it's pretty high. Because I've been in 4 car accidents in my lifetime. But only one of them would I consider it like life-threatening, you know. I've only had one where I like actually had to go to the hospital for it, and it was super crazy. But I had 3 other ones that were like, one was just a fender bender, one was like decently extreme, like took out the entire door, and the other one was like the front and back bumpers were completely replaced. But I don't know. I think I'm a little bit above average though. Well, I don't know what you'd call average, but my insurance is high. My insurance makes me sound like I'm a huge liability and a risk. Like when I was first getting my insurance, I was calling all sorts of different insurances, trying to find the cheapest one. And there was one in particular insurance salesman that I don't feel like they were that good of a salesman, because they were like, they made me sound like I was a huge risk. And they were like, I don't even think we could have you under our insurance. And I was like, what? Am I that dangerous? Am I really that bad of a driver? For being 25, and I started driving as early as 15. So that's literally 10 years of driving, being in 3 minor accidents and 1. But now here's the difference though. Only 2 of them have been my fault, you know, and they were the smallest ones, the fender bender and just the bumpers needing to be replaced. Those 2 were my fault, and I admit I was the one that hit them. But the other 3, it wasn't my fault, you know, it was the other drivers. And so I don't feel like I'm a huge liability. I feel like I'm a decently safe driver, but I did have a decent amount of speeding tickets, so I wonder if that could be what it was. But I don't know. It's just, insurances are interesting. I don't fully get them. I hate how expensive car insurance is, but you know, what can you do? That's one of those things that's like, you're legally required to have it if you're going to drive. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. Yes, statistically, dying in a car accident is a lot higher than a plane, skydiving, etc. Now, does that include just flying places? Because I always get a little bit nervous when I'm flying on a plane and they have to go through that whole survival protocol, you know, like as in if it's can happen at any moment, and you're gonna need to put on that life vest and strap that mask onto your face and make sure you can breathe and know how to get to the exit so you can use that little flotation device on the water or whatever, And I'm just like, every time they go over all those instructions, I'm like, that sounds so scary. But I guess that's just protocol. Now I want to go hang gliding. Is hang gliding safer or riskier than like driving and skydiving? That's my question. Anthony says, I have been in one major crash. However, I want driving. My dad was driving and a car smashed into us, which made us hit back ice and we ended up in someone's living room. Whoa, that would be creepy. Wait till you pay house insurance. Oh no, Denise, I don't even want to think about that. House insurance, though, what about the fact that, sure, you're covering a much more expensive item, but like, do houses really burn down that often? Or houses really like, do houses get destroyed that commonly? Is that something that is a huge risk and liability in today's day and age? I wonder about that. Yeah, I definitely don't look forward to that, Denise. That seems rough. Here in Saskatchewan, we don't have multiple car insurance providers. Only one insurance company owned by our Providence government. Ooh, that's interesting. So is it expensive, though? That's what I want to know. Does that lower the price of insurance, having only one company? Or does that make it like, because I guess if there's only one, can't they just pick the price and you have to pay it? I wonder if that would make it cheaper or more expensive. Anthony says, over here in the UK, anyone under 25 are high risk, so high insurance. Also depends on your car too. My insurance is high, but then I do drive a Tesla, and then over here it's the value, car, and zip code. Okay. Flickerface says, oh, you're the guy who listens to the instructions on the plane. The rest of us know no matter what they tell us, we will just die. You don't get nervous, Flickerface? You're not riding that thing, and like, to me, I'm like zoned in on. I'm like, okay, I gotta know what to do so I won't die if this plane goes down. Because I want to be like, that 1 in a million survivor that's like, oh, the plane crashed down and there was only one survivor and somehow he made it out because he actually paid attention. I'm just kidding. But I like the idea of being a survivor. I think that would be cool. Crystal says, our house was destroyed by a tree being knocked into by a tornado. Wow. So that's covered by insurance then? That's pretty intense. It's like, what took your house down? A tree. Well, would it be the tree or the tornado? Who was actually at fault there? We have to have house insurance to have a mortgage worth the bank. Nice. Yes, we have hurricanes in Florida. They destroy plenty of houses. Oh, wow. House insurance isn't just about fires. It's also about leaks and other things. Also, you can get your possessions in the house insurance. Oh, yeah. They can cover like theft and things like that too, huh? Todd, you guys are still trying to rebuild from what I see. I go down monthly to see a doctor and am seeing rebuilding process from Ian yet. I'm not sure what that's about, but wow, we're getting lots of comments. This is awesome. Sweet. Okay. I think we're just about out of time though, but I'll read these last few comments and then call it good. But I really appreciate you guys tuning in. I don't know exactly when Amanda's going to be going live. If you're still here, Amanda, you should let us know how much more time you need till you'll be ready. But hopefully I'll see you all over there as well. Let's see it really quick. Anthony says, when I'm on a plane, I just chill and then either sleep or watch movies. Oh, yeah, movies are always nice. The CT, we pay more for car insurance because most people are driving around with no insurance? Interesting. Okay. Yeah, it's a pain to deal with it. If I'm forced to fly, I pay attention as if everyone's life depends on it. Yeah, right? It can be scary. Saskatchewan insurance is very reasonable compared to other provinces and states, but age and car, etc. make a difference, especially if you are under 25 or over 80. True. Yeah, seeing really old people out on the streets driving, it kind of gives me anxiety for sure. I put my headphones on during the safety thing. I'm a gangster. Definitely the tornado's fault. Poor tree was just minding its own business till it got blown over. Tree was being routed out. Aw. Okay, Amanda says she's about ready. Awesome. Okay, I think this is a good stopping point. I'll see you all over at Amanda's CCC, and we'll get to hear about how she fricked up her ankle. I wonder what happened. She's on vacation right now, though, too. So, like, that's kind of that would suck to have to spend vacation with a bad ankle, but also it's nice that she is on vacation and can have time for it to heal and all that. So, but anyways, can't wait to hear about Amanda. Thanks everyone for commenting, being a part of the discussion. If you like these discussions, definitely subscribe to the channel. I go live every single week, and I post videos weekly as well. So hope you all have a great week. Thanks for watching and have a good one. Bye.